My name is Mignonette, and I just want to share some encouraging words with you to take you into your weekend. My question for you today is, are you numbing the pain? Are you numbing the pain? This question came to me very recently. I just had one of my wisdom teeth removed. Ouch. Now, I guess I'm, blessed because I went 40 whole years without having to reckon with and deal with my wisdom teeth. But one finally got to the point where it just could not be ignored. I went to the dentist and she did not hesitate to tell me that tooth needs to come out right away. So I scheduled my appointment and went in to have the tooth removed. And one of the first things that the surgeon did was to apply numbing cream all around the tooth. And then he followed up with the big guns, the local anesthesia that goes into the gums with this huge needle. Makes me cringe just thinking about it. And so in several places, the dentist went about numbing my mouth. And at one point, half of my entire mouth was numb. My lip was numb. This part of my lip was numb. My tongue was numb. It just felt like I was not cute. Okay, so, it was necessary. And I'm thankful for all that the medical professionals were able to do so that they could get that tooth out. But what I realized while I was going through this numbing experience is that eventually that numbing was going to wear off, and I was going to have to deal with the aftermath of the pulling and the tugging and the drilling that had happened during that surgery. Well, sure enough, a few hours later, the numbing wore off and woo, I felt everything. I felt everything. And that was with being on the prescribed medication. Now, this message and this question that came to me about are you numbing the pain really made me think about how we can sometimes avoid what we're feeling. We can avoid dealing with negative situations or unpleasant circumstances. And instead of just confronting them head on and allowing ourselves to deal with our emotions, we can really avoid and pour our attention into other things, whether that's, extracurricular activities, whether that's a hobby, whether that is a friendship or a relationship, whether that is social media. I mean, it could be a number of things. And by themselves, there's nothing wrong with those things that I mentioned. But when we use them to avoid dealing with the pain, it's like that numbing cream that eventually it's going to wear off. And when it wears off, you're going to have to deal with what you've been feeling. So, sister, I really invite you to just take a look today at what you may be avoiding. What have you been numbing? What have you been using other things to fill the voids of in your life? In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it talks about there's a time and a season for everything in our lives. Perhaps this is the time for you to really lean in to what's happening inside of your soul. You can't hide from the pain forever. You cannot outwork the pain. You cannot, outrun the pain, because the longer that you numb it and the more that you numb it, the more that you're going to feel it when that numbing wears off. And guess what? Whatever it is, God is with you. You are not dealing with this on your own. God is on your side. He is your loving Heavenly Father who wants to be right there by your side, walking with you through every season of your life, the difficult seasons and the great seasons, the highs and the lows. He wants to be there for all of it. So, sister, it's time to stop numbing the pain, and it's time to deal with what's happening in your soul. I pray that this encourages you as you continue to walk by faith and not by sight.